I will share a little story with you that I shared this morning for the New Year's satsang for the people of Varanasi in Hindi. There was a time when gods, demons, and humans, all these three races, were fighting among each other. Gods were fighting with other gods. Demons were fighting with other demons. Humans were fighting with other humans. They were just all fighting among each other, not happy. Somehow they came to this, that we should all go to the Creator, Brahma. They all, in three groups, approached Brahma. Brahmaji woke up from his meditation, looked at them, and then fell back in his meditation. After some time, a loud sound came out. Duh. Duh. And then he fell back in his silence. All the three races, all the three groups got their answer. The is a letter which means several things could start from there. The gods got their answer in the form of Daman, restrain. Demons got their answer from Daya, compassion. Humans got their answer from Daan. Now I'll explain it to you. Gods are known to be living a very rich life, enjoying everything around, overindulging in pleasures. So for them, the message was Daman, restrain the indulgence, restrain from indulgence in your sensory pursuits. That was the cause of their suffering, unhappiness, because they were overindulging in everything that was all around them with their senses. Everything was there to please the senses. They were preoccupied with pleasing their senses, living a life of just seeking fun into everything. But there comes a time when that begins to become that becomes the source of unhappiness. That's why they were fighting with each other. They were unhappy. Demons, if you know the little stories of demons, they're very cruel. They're always torturing others. They're not sensitive. They're all about pleasing themselves by hurting others. So for them, the message was compassion. Bring a little compassion in your life. Then you'll be happier. Feel the other's pain a little bit. Do not rejoice at others' pain. For humans were fighting because they were always preconceived, concerned about themselves, always taking things from others, wanting what others have. And also only thinking about themselves, not about the other. So for them, the message was Daan. Daan means to give. Give, not take. When we are living with the attitude of giving, not only giving money and donation, giving is an attitude. Living in the world with the idea of what can I do for you? Not what can you do for me? If you look at it, most of the times, humans are preoccupied with this notion of getting things from others. And when one is only thinking about oneself, not the other, that becomes the source of discontentment. And the squabble happens, and the bickering and the fighting happens, whether it's a human individual or human as a society or a nation, the fighting begins. So the word the had these three meanings for three races: gods, demons, and humans. In a way, if you look at this story, it's an old story from some scripture. Maybe all three are in us. They're not out there. No, they're not three races. Maybe those three. The God is within us. The demon is within us. The human is within us. When we feel in abundance and we get into indulgence, there is the God self, God in us. Particularly in Hindu scriptures, gods are they live in heaven where there is everything available at 24 hours. Anything they want, it's right there. In a way, our life in the States is like God's. Our stores are open 24 hours. Anything we want, we just go and get it. You can afford it. There is plenty of things around. But overindulgence causes that suffering. Restrain, Daman, restrain the hunger of the senses is very important. Sometimes the demon in us comes out. We don't care. We end up hurting the other person. We are only thinking about ourselves. Sometimes we even take a little pleasure in inflicting little suffering on the other. And that's the demon in us coming out. And human, when we are always expecting from others, when we are not living, what can I do for you? So I was thinking about that story, And instead of the three being separate, I think all those three are within us. There is a God self sometimes emerges, sometimes the demon self emerges, and sometimes the human self emerges. We can't chase one away, they're all there. Our job is to somehow keep them all contained. So the answer is the. Maybe we find ourselves sometimes restraining our running around just to please the senses, what feels good, what I want, what I like, what sometimes if we have a desire for something and we start running after it and become unhappy if it's not there, sometimes we have to just stop, take a step back, take a deep breath and look at it, how important it is that I'm going to be unhappy if it's not there. Sometimes when I feel, we all know, we are sensitive people. When we hurt somebody because of our, because we are hurt or they're not doing what they need to do, or at least what we think they should do, we end up saying harsh words or mean things. We have to look at that and take a step back, take a deep breath, and maybe have a little compassion on that person because they have their own life to live. They got their own story. We don't know their whole story. And so it's wise sometimes to have a little compassion and not only think about me all the time. Third, the human self. Human self is, instead of living with an attitude of what the other can do for me or what they should do for me, maybe can we live with an attitude of what can I do for you? In that giving is a great virtue, giving of the self. So every year, in the beginning of the year, on the New Year's Eve, there has been a tradition at the ashram, one word that I put out that people contemplate on or remember or take it as a something to chew on and practice. So this year, the word for us, the humans, is Daan, giving. Giving of the self, living in the world with that attitude. How can I be in a mode of giving instead of wanting? In the beginning of the new year, people make resolutions. There is a beautiful word, sankalp, that most of you know. Sankalp. We do sankalp before our meditation practice. Setting intention. And when we begin, in the beginning of the new year, when we start the year with a healthy resolution, healthy sankalp, a promise that we make to ourselves, it grows throughout the year. So what I'm proposing that in this year, look at your own life and give a challenge to yourself. I don't like the word challenge. I like more sankalp. Make a little very fine tuning of your own way of being, way of living. Then the year becomes a year of sadhana, becomes something special. If we have a goal that we are working towards, if we have something that we are working with, it gives us a direction. Now, the sankalp, what is a sankalp? It can be very simple. As we all know, in the beginning of the new year, either we want to let go of something or bring something new. Let's just keep it right there. Giving up of something. If you give that promise to yourself, okay, in this year, I'm giving up this. That's a sankalp. And whatever sankalp you make, you take, you really keep it. You do not break it. May your sankalp be very simple that you can manage, like taking sugar in your coffee. Maybe you can say, this year, I will not put sugar in my coffee. That's a sankalp. And keeping this for the year. Or maybe if you have noticed that your words are a little harsh or you're a little more critical of others, just saying that to yourself, that in this year I give the gift of sankalp to myself, that I will be less judgmental, less critical, less demanding. Then you are working on yourself. It's a new year. Maybe this year be the year of your health. In the name of your health, you bring in something new, let go of something that is not serving any longer. So these special moments like this, New Year Eve, New Year Day, has a meaning, has a purpose with sankalp. Otherwise, 1 or 2 days later, then as usual, there is no difference in this year than the year that just went. But the truth is, time is passing moment by moment. And the time that is passing is not going to come back. A new time will come. It will have its own challenges. We are very blessed, very fortunate to be living in good health and enough to provide us a good life. May we make the best out of it and not lose it, not disrespect it over small things. I just wanted to greet you and wish you a happy new year. It has been a very, very full day for me. Started early and people coming all day long, getting blessings for the New Year's. And it's 9:30 here. I just wanted to see you, greet you, and give the message of Daman, restrain, compassion, and giving. So, and all those three, gods, demons, and humans, are within us. And may they all stay in their place. May they all stay calm and happy, in balance, and remembering these three words: restraint, compassion, and giving. That's all that's coming to my mind right now. I would love to hear from you and see what else comes. Thank you for listening.